The very first Assassin's Creed from 2007 was marketed as a purely historical adventure set during the Third Crusade in the Middle East. Players were surprised when they started up the game and found themselves in a high-tech modern lab, hooked up to a strange device. This was our introduction to the Animus, a machine developed by the sinister Abstergo Industries. To put it simply, the Animus allows the user to tap into their genetic memories and relive the lives of their ancestors. It's not a time travel machine, but a virtual reality simulator. In order to unlock new memories, the user must reach a state known as full synchronization, being so in tune with their ancestor that they can perceive exactly how their ancestor reacted in any given situation, and thus experience these memories more accurately. While the Animus is powerful, it's not without its technical limitations. Being a simulator, the representation of genetic memories may not always be 100% accurate. The device has been known to present historical inaccuracies and translation errors from time to time. Sometimes these are intentional, as the machine can be manipulated by the programmers for good or ill purposes. They may, for example, simplify the translated language, making it easier for a modern user to understand. They may also censor memories that the user is not allowed to see. An Animus user cannot alter the course of history, they can only relive it. Performing actions that the ancestor did not perform, such as killing innocents, leads to desynchronization, forcing the user to start over. One of the biggest drawbacks is known as the bleeding effect. Prolonged exposure to the machine may lead the user to becoming increasingly confused about the line between reality and simulation. They may experience hallucinations in which they believe they are their own ancestor, and may attempt dangerous stunts like jumping from a building or harming other people. Despite its dangers, the bleeding effect also has advantages. Users may acquire the skills of their ancestors, including parkour and combat skills. It may also increase their sensitivity to and ability to use something called eagle vision, a rare sixth sense that traces back to humanity's birth. Development of the first Animus began in the 1930s. The Templar Order had gained extensive technological knowledge from the Apple of Eden, one of several artifacts left behind the mysterious first civilization. Renowned scientist Nikola Tesla helped design a machine called Diclaka, and his first fully functional prototype was completed in 1943. This early version was enormous in size and had some fatal flaws, in a very literal sense. But Abstergo Industries continued to improve Tesla's prototype, and in the latter half of the 20th century, the Animus project was born. Dr. Warren Vidic was designated as the project leader, and in the 1980s, he began his first experiments. These experiments would eventually lead him to Desmond Miles, a young assassin with exceptional potential for the extraction of genetic memory. In 2012, Desmond was kidnapped by Abstergo and forced into the Animus to relive the memories of one of his ancestors, Altair ibn La'ahad. This was part of the Templars' plan to locate more First Civilization technology that could further their research. The machine used by Desmond Miles in the first game was known as the Animus 1.0, a sleek and futuristic, albeit uncomfortable, table for the user to lie on, with a visor attached to their head. Abstergo was more concerned with fast results than with the user's personal comfort. After narrowly escaping from the Templars, Desmond met with a group of friendly assassins who had been working on their own version of Abstergo's machine. This design introduced several technical improvements and was much more user-friendly. A comfy chair that allowed the user to sit back and relax. This was the Animus 2.0, or Baby, as affectionately nicknamed by programmer Rebecca Crane. Meanwhile, Abstergo continued development on their side and came up with increasingly sophisticated versions of the Animus. In Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, the company introduced the Animus Omega. This was a compact virtual reality headset designed for mass production. Users no longer had to be direct descendants of the ancestor, whose lives they were going to follow. All that was required was genetic memory extracted from the DNA of, quote-unquote, volunteers. This data was uploaded to the Abstergo cloud, allowing any Animus user to relive the lives of other people's ancestors. After several internal tests of this version were deemed a success, Abstergo moved forward with the next step. They turned the Animus into a mass-produced, consumer-friendly home entertainment console, running software called Helix. This program purportedly allowed anyone to experience ancestral memories from the comfort of their own home. In reality, Helix memories were heavily edited by Abstergo to make the Templars appear sympathetic and the assassins as villains. However, the assassins found a way to hack the system. They exposed Abstergo's deceptive techniques, and they used the Helix as a mass recruitment tool for their own purposes. Abstergo decided to focus on internal development again, and in 2016 they produced another radical redesign of the Animus, a room-sized mechanical arm that allowed the user more freedom of movement, presumably to better synchronize with their ancestor. Callum Lynch, a former death row convict, was persuaded to test this version to help the Templars locate an Apple of Eden wielded by one of Callum's ancestors. However, thanks to his training in the Animus, Callum was able to escape and joined the Assassin Brotherhood. Callum's escape proved a severe flaw in the Animus design and dealt another serious blow to the Templars' research. Evidence suggests they haven't given up on the Animus, neither have the Assassins, who continue to develop their own technology to keep up with Abstergo. The war of the Assassins and the Templars wages on, and the future of both may depend on these increasingly complex machines.